We got to.
What's going on, guys? It's Bob and Nick from Olympusiron answering your questions today.
So we filmed the video last week and we got tons of questions. We got over 100 questions. So we picked 10 of them. We're going to do two parts. We're going to pick 20 of them. We're going to do the first 10 right now. Jared right here, who's behind the camera, is going to read us the questions. So start us off, bud.
What's going on, guys? Jared here. So the first question is, how long have you both been training and what made you start?
I've been training for approximately 2 years, and what made me start is a breakup. My brother was training while I was going through the breakup, and I was just basically doing martial arts, so I was still active, but it really put things in perspective, and it was kind of like my outlet to get more involved in myself.
For me, I was playing soccer at the time. I wanted to get stronger. So I ended up starting to lift. I actually started with P90X. Got a lot stronger, and then I liked it so much I actually quit JV soccer and actually started lifting. So that's when it started from there. It's been, I think, 5 years now, 5 or 6 years now. Yeah.
All right. Question number 2 is, my question is about insulin. Do you need to spike your insulin after your work or add simple sugars to your protein shakes like dextrose sugar? I've heard mixed things about it. If you could answer this, that would be awesome. Thanks.
I personally, I always like to take in sugars after your workout, whether it be glycofuse, which is a sugary carb, dextrose, fruit. When your insulin is spiked, it drives nutrients to your muscles. So it allows you to absorb nutrients a lot better. So yes, I think that's crucial.
I mean, producing insulin from your pancreas is one of the main reactions, one of the main anabolic reactions that happen in your body. And it's just, in our opinion, an important thing to
it's very important
around your workout. And you'll feel the difference, too.
In recovery-wise as well. So.
Next question is, do you have a cheat day, meal, or neither?
What we do is we usually have a cheat meal. A cheat day, I just never understood. Because you're just like...
It throws you back.
Yeah, it's like, oh, shit, I'm just going to disregard calories and just go... Yeah, it's enough to throw you back. Like, there's a difference. An A-bomb changes a war, maybe one battle doesn't.
Theoretically, if the entirety of your carb intake was from simple sugars, does that matter versus if it were completely brown rice, whole grains, if all other macros and fiber were not an issue?
Alright, two things. If you eat sugars all day, you're going to be starving and your insulin's going to be spiked all day. And then the extra intake that you take in is going to be stored as fat. So I don't agree with that. Like I said, after workout would be good. And you're getting more micronutrients from your complex carbs like the sweet potatoes, brown rice, and everything like that. And they're slower digesting carbs. They're going to help you maintain your hunger a lot longer as well. That's
the main argument with if it fits your macros is, it does work, but there's also the other side is like how hungry you're going to be and your micronutrient intake. You track your macros, but it's really, really tough. You got to, to
fiber, everything.
Yeah, to facilitate those carbs, you need vitamin B, you need things that are going to help with the carbohydrate metabolism, so take that into consideration as well.
Sweet. The next question is, how long have you been lifting, and did you start with a bulk or a cut?
Well, we answered the first one.
We answered the first one,
but the second part of that question is I started more with like I guess you can consider it cutting. I was gaining weight. I mean, I got new gains, but I was dieting at the time. So basically, like I guess you could consider it like cutting, but it was really just building muscle in general because I was at a point where I was so lean, like I just needed to put on muscle.
For me, it was the same thing. I was always like a tiny kid, very quick metabolism. So for me, I could pretty much eat what I wanted and still gain weight without putting on any much fat at all. So I started to bulk. I didn't really need a cut. I had abs at the time, so it was fine for me. But.
Next question is, do you take creatine? If so, do you cycle it and do you go through a loading phase? And should I take it during a cut?
Yes, I do take creatine. I don't cycle my creatine. I mean, I'll come on and off it, so I guess I do, but not on purpose. Creatine's in your steaks, your chicken, your fish. There's very small amounts in your chicken and fish, but there's more in your steaks. But your body also produces it too, so you coming totally off of it, it's not really going to make a difference. You can stay on it year round. It's not gonna kill you. But it helps with pretty much strength output in the gym for lower repetitions, not so much for endurance training.
Yo, Nick, I don't do that stuff. I'm natty. No, I'm just kidding. Definitely do it. All right? It makes up your muscle tissue. It's important for recovery as well. It's basically 3 amino acids put together. It's just like another muscle constituent. So it's an important thing for you to intake, especially when you're working out tediously throughout the week. So perfect for recovery.
All right, next up we got, do you guys think a certain source of protein outweighs all the others? Or do you guys just think as long as you're getting your daily requirements of protein, you should be fine?
I think it doesn't really matter in my opinion. I mean, other different sources of protein have different sources of nutrients and different amino acid profiles. I like to keep a variety in my diet. I like to do eggs in the morning or at night, and I like to mix up chicken and steak. You know, I like to get different protein sources from, you know, almonds. There's different. I mean, I feel like that works well for me because I'm making sure that I get different pools of amino acids. But does it really matter in the grand scheme of things? If you're taking protein and taking amino acids and BCAAs, I mean, I don't think it really matters in.
I mean, I wouldn't say have like shakes all day.
Yeah, that's
so just switch up your meats. I do a lot of chicken, but that's just preference. But I wouldn't recommend doing shakes all day because your body doesn't have to really digest it.
Yeah.
So it can kind of.
It comes to that whole point where Nick Wright even said that, you know, like concentrate protein might even be better because your body has to work harder to break it down.
Correct.
You know.
All right, Dloads. How often and how intense should it be?
Okay, I'm gonna take this one. I think Dloads are stupid. They make no sense. You're going to the gym lifting half the weight. Basically, you don't go in the gym pumped up because you're not doing anything. If you're gonna take a deload week, just take a rest week. Let your body recover, let your joints recover, let everything recover. Come back next week and you'll be even stronger. I don't see the point in a deload week. You know what I mean? If you really want to take one, just take the rest week instead. Because you're just kind of spinning your wheels, not really doing much, not letting your body rest enough. So
it's kind of like people dropping the weight and coming up with an excuse that, hey, you know, I'm just trying to do it for the pump.
Yeah, I think that's silly.
That's silly. It's like if you can do the weight for 8 to 12, don't drop the weight and just because you want to pump it, you know, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Next we have, what are the best exercises for creating a thick and wide back?
Who our specialty?
No, basically, rowing movements. Pull downs are more for shape. Deadlifts, dumbbell rows, seated cable rows, anything rowing movement would probably be your best bet.
The important thing about doing deadlifts too, and a lot of people speculate on this, is it creates, same thing with a squat, a lot of testosterone produced in your body. That's why it's a core lift, is because it creates a lot of testosterone, especially doing sumo squats. You're utilizing your hamstrings in there as well. That, mixed with you working out your back as well, is going to help grow. I mean, obviously testosterone is an anabolic hormone.
All right, and the final question is, what's your go-to method for breaking plateaus and PRs after you've been stuck on the same weight?
I'm gonna take this one because I actually got this from Nick, from training with Nick. Breaking plateaus for me was always a problem, and Nick always told me work out secondary muscles to help improve that lift. For example, benching, work on your triceps. If you're having problems with deadlifting, working on your hamstrings and working on other parts of your body that are incorporated with that lift.
Perfect.
Yeah, well,
true.
You don't think about that. You just think, a lot of people just think, I want a better bench. I'm just going to bench every day of my friggin' life. Well, that's going to help, but it's not. You're going to reach a plateau at that point, and what else are you going to do? You know, you got to focus on other exercises that are going to help that secondarily.
Agreed. So that's the end of this one. We're going to have part 2 coming out, another 10 questions. So stay tuned for that. Check this out, too. New hat. Olympusiron. And we got NP on the side. This is my personal one. And then I have Train Like a God on the back. So pretty sweet deal, guys.
Hey, and we just want to thank you too. Thanks for all the good feedback, and thanks for all your questions. Sorry if we can't answer them all, but honestly, like we really appreciate the support. Hit us up on Instagram at Olympusiron, and also hit us up at Twitter, and find our Facebook page as well. Thank you guys, and
YOLO!
Bob and Nick signing off.